Huh. No? Wrong? Okay, why not? Welcome to the Nerdic podcast, episode 114. I'm unfortunately your host today, Mr. Steven Sims. You can call me Sims, and I am joined by, as always, Mr. Daniel Navaroli.
What's up, Sims? I know
I
you
feel like I say your name better than Connor.
say it one more time.
Navaroli.
That's good. You
Navaroli.
both do a pretty good job compared
Navaroli.
to other people that have tried to say my name.
Too long. Welcome to the Nerdic podcast. We are the longest that I can know of, 114 episodes in a week in a row. Not missed a show. We'll go over the weekly video games news. There's not much to talk about this week. I've got a lot on my mind. I want to talk about it, so I'm gonna cut to the shit. I'm gonna open the show with what's this kind of call it? I always get I'm dead proud that he keeps. He says it. It's been a busy week in video games. That's what he says. What does he say?
Yeah.
Another busy week in the world of video games.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, why not? Where's Connor? I miss Connor. So, I would like to start...
Actually, with the biggest story this week. Like, he should have been here.
Exactly. But we're not going to start with that. We're going to start with...
Okay.
I'm going to call this Steve's Weekly Rant. Okay? And we're going to start with a story, okay, written by an Ari Notice. Ari Notice from a Kotaku. And this was brought to me by a friend of mine. And so, for some context, me, my partner, and two of my good friends were all trying to play Tiny Tina's Wonderland. And I know you're all playing it as well. Now, I say trying because this game is busted as fuck. And I'm not very happy about it. Okay? Right? It takes us at least 45 minutes to all group up in the lobby, crossplay enabled. I'm on PS5, Natalie's on PS5, Sam's on PC, and Carl is on the Xbox. Now, crossplay is crossplay. They've said it's crossplay, so that means that everyone can play together. This is the future. This is where we're going. This is where we all need to be. Every game needs to have crossplay, but it don't work. And 45 minutes of me trying to connect, and it don't work. And no one talks about it. Nobody. IGN's not said anything. Nibel's not said anything. GameSpot's not said anything.
If Nibel hasn't said anything...
If Nibel hasn't said it...
Does it really exist?
Does it
exist?
Exactly. Okay. Alright. So, I'm going to start this. This is the article from Kotaku. Borderlands games are always best enjoyed with friends. So it's a bummer that the players of the latest entry, Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, have had to fly solo. At least, if they're trying to play online or make use of the ballyhooed crossplay feature, for the past 2 weeks, the latest in the Gearbox series of looter shooters has had some seriously wonky server woes. This isn't exactly a surprise. Online multiplayer games at launch in various states are busted all the time, and the Borderlands series itself doesn't have the best track record. But it's different than your typical case of server woe. For one thing, while the servers are busted, they're not engulfed in a headline-generating 5-alarm fire. So basically, what we're trying to get to is some games, they release busted. I'm relaxed now. They release sometimes they have issues. The first opening weekend, okay. Let's take for example, Outriders came out. Right, it's free in the Game Pass. Everyone jumped on it. It was a quiet time in the gaming world, and we all just like, you know what, let's play some Outriders. And people couldn't get on. And Outriders, developed by who would it develop by?
People Can Fly.
People Can Fly. Relatively, not really dealt with this kind of let's all jump on this game. So fair enough. But so take the who are these people? 2K, take 2K.
Well, Take-Two, they're the publishers, but then Gearbox.
Right, so Gearbox, right? They've released Borderlands 1. They've released Borderlands 2. They've released Borderlands 3. That's that stupid spin-off that I don't like with Gravity. Pre-sequel. Terrible game. And then release this. And there should be an excuse. But and to the point where we can't get on. Tiny Tina's, which came out last month for the Xbox and PlayStation, is the first Borderlands game to launch with full crossplay like the previous Borderlands games. Tiny Tina's Wonderlands facilitates online groups for Gearbox's proprietary online service, Shift. You can also use the service to redeem shift codes Single-use tokens that award rare pieces of in-game gear. Oh no, what's an advert? Don't do that. Unfortunately, they tweeted out not long ago, we've seen some reports of players disconnecting from online play, reads the account's most recent tweet on the 2nd of April. If these issues persist, please restart your game. Unfortunately, restarting the game don't work. It does not work. We all reset again. This is our nights go, right, let's try and join. Okay, 3 of us will get in, and at least 1 of us won't. Let's all restart again.
I want to say we've had issues too. Not as much as you, it sounds like, but the 3, usually it's just me and Sloan, who were both on Xbox. So there really hasn't been too much of an issue. Just more just on their servers. Then our other friend, Daniel, will join in, and he is also on Xbox. So we are only through Xbox. You have multiple different ways.
Just do this 1 second. So my friends are in the chat. All right, so we're ranting. So if they want to join in this chat, they can. Okay, right. So unfortunately, restarting the game doesn't work. In the response to the account's tweets, people are saying the reboot does not fix the connectivity woes, and when they do it, it's only a temporary fix. Sometimes we can play. If we do play, we get in. We probably have an hour. We have to now we have backup video games, which we'll get to when we get to what you've been playing, and it's we got an hour, and then all of a sudden one of us will go dead, see you in a bit, ta-ra, and that's it. That's the end of the night, because then there's another 45-minute issue of let's try and reconnect. This game is it came out on the 20. When did it come out?
20. That's a 20. What are you
29th. On the 29th of March.
Was it the 29th? Oh, okay.
No, on the March.
For some reason I thought it was early.
No. That's the 25th of March. The game came
25th.
out.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, and then this is this gentleman's. Earlier this week, for instance, I partnered up with my colleague Zach Swisen. Both of us playing Series X with wired connections. So it shouldn't be that hard. They're playing on both consoles. We made it about 75% through the tutorial segment before Zach disappeared into the ether. We couldn't get a game going again for the rest of the evening. Zach also told me that he'd run serious crossplay issues while playing with his fiancée on PC and Xbox. They often can't start a game. He said despite both of them playing on the same modem, it's rare instance where they can get one going and it's laggy, distinct as for... Yeah, and that's another thing. We can get on it, and the host, whoever pretty much invited us to the game, they're having a great time. They're going around, they're getting their loot, they're shooting the mushrooms, they're shooting the trolls, they're shooting the dragons, the wyverns, etc. And I'm over there running into a wall and then finding myself halfway back across the map. It's not good enough. And I'm here to moan, I'm here to complain, I'm here to bitch, and I'm here to moan. Fix whatever it is, or just turn it off. Tweet out as a shift. Go, look, unfortunately, crossplay is just not working right now. We're gonna go back to the drawing board. We'll get back to you in a couple of weeks, or whatever. To the point where and then obviously with we were we should all get a refund. But what PlayStation's refund policy? I think you have to play it for less than 2 hours. Xbox is pretty much the same thing. They're just gonna sit there. Well, you've obviously played it.
Most of them are 2. I think Steam.
Exactly, Steam's 2 as well. It's just not good enough, and I'm going to stop talking, and I want to get... You said that you're having issues yourself. You just said to me offline, I just finished the game. Good for you, Daniel. Yeah. Good for you. So we're at the point of we like to do all the side missions, go to all the chests, and we can't. We're literally right, let's just go, let's do the next main mission, and it's just ruining the experience. And to the point we all sat there last night going, we're not enjoying the video game due to these connection. And I've wrote sarcastic tweets. A friend of mine wrote, you get the odd account, you get the shit replying to you on Twitter going, submit a ticket if you've got a problem, and he's gone through the rigmarole it's just not working, and they're restart your game. Have you made sure that your modem's plugged in? Of course. It's not good enough. I'm not happy. I just want to play a good game. I want to sit down, talk to my friends, and have a great time. And it's not happening. Daniel.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. I'm not a software engineer. I don't work at Gearbox, but they definitely need to. I don't know if turning it off is gonna be the thing to fix it. I think that just leave it on. Let them fix it. If just put it down. I know you all 4 want to play it. Put it down. come back in like another couple weeks. We're in kind of not a dry spell, but there isn't gonna be a ton within these next like 2 months. So come back in May, maybe something like that, late May.
It's just, I mean, should that be a way to do
acceptable? No, it shouldn't.
That? Like, it's not, is it?
It should not be acceptable. And you know what? I'm going to take a step back and not just talk about Tiny Tina's. I'm going to take a step back and talk about literally every game, including Horizon, which is a AAA game. That game did not come bug free. We're just in an era of people just accept bugs, and that's just not how games maybe used to have bugs, but back in the day, if your game was buggy, or I'm sorry, not back in the day. Now games are buggy. Yeah, oh, we got to patch it or whatever, and you're just buying a $60 game. Back in the day, you didn't do that. You put out a full game, and that's your game. They took the time. Like, these developers just need to, wait longer. Then if your game's not out ready to be put out, then don't put it out.
It's just getting to a point where
you're charging expensive prices. Games are getting expensive.
Games are getting expensive.
$70 and your game doesn't work right. Like, that's utterly ridiculous. You're going to charge more. It needs to be perfect.
And this is why sometimes delays are good. Like, delays, we can all sit there and get disappointed and get upset and get frustrated with delays. Zelda's been delayed, or I don't know what's been delayed lately. Forspoken got delayed. Like, they're all for good reasons. Why not delay this due to on a main part of this video game? Like, this is Borderlands, Tiny Tina, whatever you want to call it. They're not very good games on their own. Like, they're very lonely video games.
They are, but they're co-op focused.
They are very co-op, and their main beating heart of this video game doesn't work, and they're not addressing it. Like, I got this, Sam found this article. This article wasn't on IGN. This article isn't on, isn't being published on, I know, Shift. They've not put it out. They're not going to, obviously. They're not going to slander their own thing. But, why can't anyone address it? Why can't there be, we're working on a patch? If they tweet it out to tomorrow, we're working on a patch, we understand that you're having issues. But in the meantime, here's 1,000 shift keys, or, have this. I'd be like, you know what? Fair enough. But it's just feel like they're just ignoring us.
They are working on it.
They're not working on it because they're not. It's something that they have. Communication is key, right? See what I mean? Look at this podcast, for instance. Like, Connor texts us the other day, not going to be on today. There's communication. We could be sat here going, not going to be here any minute now, and we'd be still waiting. I hope Connor's not been out by a bus. Why can't these people communicate with us? I know he's fine. Yeah. I'm just saying, communication is key. Why can't we just get a tweet? We're working on it. Last time they tweeted on it 2 weeks ago. It's just not good enough. And I don't want to start the show with a bummer, but this is really sounds really stupid to say. It's affecting mental health, because I just want to play the game and chill. I've had a long day. I want to jump on. I want to shoot some ghouls in the face. And it's not the end of the world, of course not. But I'm spending 45 minutes of my life going, right, let's all restart a game. Right, we'll try again. Right, there's 3 of us in, so now we're just gonna leave this. I'm repeating myself at this point, but what I'm trying to get to is it's not good enough, and we're happy. So Randy, if you're watching, I know you're watching, Randy Pitchford. Okay, big fan.
He's gonna pull a card out.
He's a big fan of the podcast. He spoke to me numerous times. And it's not good enough. So hopefully he sorts it out. I want you to stop whatever you're doing on that Borderlands movie. You tell Kevin Hart to wind it in. And I want my game fixing. Next story. Right. Why does that keep doing that? What's going on? Hold on, computer technical issues.
What'd you do?
I don't know. Next up. That's kind of what I would say. Next up, we'll go to the main story now. 2 new Kingdom Hearts video games just dropped Sunday. Just Kingdom Hearts 4 for the
20th anniversary stream thing that they did.
Kingdom Hearts 4 and Kingdom Hearts Missing Link were officially announced at the series 20th anniversary events, while no platforms or release dates or window for Kingdom Hearts 4 was revealed, we did get a glimpse of Sora in the new world of Quadratum. A quick look at gameplay and an ending tease to complete with Donald and Goofy. Now, I'm not that fully aware of the Kingdom Hearts series, but I've witnessed my partner play every one in a row, and she seems to understand it. Good for her.
Yeah, sure. I don't know how anyone could, but I find it interesting that this trailer was in Unreal 4, but they're going to be doing the game in Unreal 5. So I guess they put this out for what they were working on, and then Unreal 5 recently, was it last week, is official. It's out there. It's all done. So I guess now they're working on the game in Unreal 5. So the game's going to look great. This was a new story for Connor. He is not here.
Oh yeah, no. That's why there's a lot of silence. This is your fault, Connor.
Sora,
I want you to listen to this.
I feel like they have changed Sora too much. They made his feet small. I want my foot fetish. I want big feet. I want them there on the screen, and I want to see his big feet. He has small feet now.
He has small feet now, and I'm not happy about it. So I think for the context is he's in a different world. Natalie said before this was announced that she's worried about Sora. He went missing. So we know where he is now. So I mean, she was relieved.
Tokyo.
She was excited. She was relieved. She was like, "Oh, thank God, he's okay." And I was like, "You know what, Nat? He is okay."
You think you're gonna kill Sora? No, they're not gonna just end Sora's life.
I mean, this is really exciting, especially for people that really obviously there is the die-hard Kingdom Hearts fans, and obviously they're very well known to have these Disney franchises in. So now like Disney have like bought everyone, so that they can potentially like there's leaks or there's potential like theories on the internet that there's Star Wars there. There's an ATST.
Yeah, that was supposed to be Hoth. Or not Hoth, Endor, I'm sorry. Endor.
Yeah.
Where apparently there's that foot or whatever.
Yeah.
You get me with Star Wars, if there's a lightsaber Keyblade, I might be buying the game.
That's it. That's 100%. We got buying the Keyblade. Carl, Delta Horizon, if you in the chat, I need you to tell me what an ATST is, okay? Because he took me to school. I know, but he really just like I didn't know he was this much of a nerd. So now I need to know. It's like I think I know what I can't remember what he said, but it was like we thought it was an at.
No, an AT-AT is the thing in Hoth where they wrap it around. It's the big like four-legged thing.
Yeah.
They trip it and it falls. The ATST is like the little manned one.
Yeah.
It has like little gunner and it's only 2 legs.
But you could name what they're called, like the auto. What does ATST stand for?
Oh, I'm not 100%.
So he knows that, and that's what blew me away. I was like, you fucking nerd. I'm proud of him. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm proud of him. See what I'm saying?
Sure.
So where do we... I mean, it's hard with that, Connor. And obviously, I feel like our Kingdom Hearts was a big part of my life. Like, I think it was last year. Like, time is just time. But Natalie played everyone in order. And I was always paying attention. I'd always, like, end of the night, we're both in bed, and I was like, how was Sora today? She was like, you know what, he did all right. He had his Keyblade. All of his other friends were there, and they had a good time. Now there's 2 Soras. There's a bad Sora. There's a good Sora. And I've just lost my train of thought. So it's hard to talk so much about something that you don't know. But we addressed it a minute ago, and we need to talk about it again. Like, Sora's got some good feet now. He's got some normal
He has
feet.
Normal feet, and I don't like it. I want big Sora feet.
Carl has come through. They're called all-terrain scout transport.
Okay, cool.
It's quite boring. Now it's out loud. Like
it makes sense. Sure.
I want to talk more about Kingdom Hearts, but I feel like we don't know enough about Kingdom Hearts. I know there's Keyblades. I know there's really spiky hair, and I want to know what I want to know what like hair products they're putting in the hair. That's what I want to know.
I mean, it's some sort of glue, right? It's got to stay. Yeah, you don't want wind to be
and glue.
Yeah, it's
Gorilla glue. That's what they use.
Gorilla glue. Yeah.
Just some gorilla glue.
Put it in their hands and just
quality.
How can I get my feet to be as big as Sora's? Is the real question.
I mean, some people just say just get some rope, tie it, and just stretch, just pull.
Stretch my feet.
Yeah, this is it, man. Just get some rope and just pull. Like, get someone that you're close to that can help you. I mean, there's lots. Just turn around tonight. Say, Sloan, I need your help. And he'll be like, what's up, man? I got your back. And he'll be like, look, I'm gonna get some rope and I'm gonna tie it around my feet, and I want you to just pull. And he'll be like,
make it bigger.
But that, and then like, because you like Americans are so friendly, he'd be like, all right, man, I got you, and that's it. That's
not how he sounds. It's not how Sloan sounds.
That's my best impression. We're gonna move on.
Okay.
Daniel, let's talk about something that you know something about and I don't know much about.
Sure.
Halo Infinite Season 2 Lone Wolves is starting the day after the greatest day on planet Earth.
It's also the day before Star Wars Day.
No, it's the day after the greatest day on Earth. What's that day? May the 2nd. All I'm saying, 3 very important people were born on that day. Okay?
Okay.
In this order.
Mm-hmm.
It was
number 1.
Me.
Of course. And number 2.
David Beckham. Greatest midfielder in Manchester.
Number 2. I know who number 3 is, but that's not... is he more important than number 3?
I mean, number 3, like, he's bigger than all of us. But literally.
Literally.
But... I mean, I don't like to brag. I don't mention it a lot. I don't, around this time of year, I don't talk about it a lot. But I do share a birthday with the 2032 President of the United States, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Okay? Don't clap, hold your applause. Okay? But that's irrelevant. Halo, we're getting Season 2. The longest season interval ever, by the sounds of it. Nobody likes this. Nobody likes Season 1, really. You had to play 3,142 games of Halo to max out. People are still doing
true?
It. No.
Oh, okay.
Good number, though.
You said a number, I'm like,
good
I don't know if you're telling the truth or not.
So they'd say, if a man says a number on the internet, it's true.
If a man says anything.
That's it. It's true.
Just believe everything you see. Yeah.
It's true. So, how do we feel?
Yeah, we're supposed to be getting 2 maps.
Wonderful.
I think it's supposed to be a big map and then like an arena map, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is interesting. I know there's some new modes that they're going to add. I think King of the Hill was one of them, which is kind of insane. King of the Hill is one of the standard game modes that should have been there at launch. What were you going to ask me?
How do you feel? Like, is this something that's going to bring you back? Are you going to be like, May the 3rd, you've got every excitement of Stephen's birthday, The Rock birthday, David Beckham's birthday. It's the 3rd of May, the Season 2's live. Are you going to be there day 1? And are you going to be putting down that £10 on the Battle Pass, and you'll be getting all your Halo nerdy friends?
I didn't for the first one.
Let's do that. Okay, so let me because you're very complex. You're a very stubborn human being, and sometimes I really do respect it. Because we were just talking, we were just reminiscing on the simple days of before the battle passes, before your Call of Duty battle passes, before your Fortnite existed, but battle passes. It was literally you'd get a game released, going back to the Tiny Tina thing, pretty much ready to go. Wasn't that buggy? Maybe a few imbalances because it's an online game. You might get the, oh my god, this shotgun, like what was it? And Akimbo double shotguns back in the day.
It was the Akimbo 1887s.
There you go,
boom,
man.
And you just one shot everyone.
That's it. Everyone was pissed off. And then 6-7 months later, you get a banging map pack. You get 5 new map packs. And
do you remember in Halo when you had to go buy the disc?
The disc, yeah.
From Halo 2, and you had to go put it in and download it to your console.
Man, there were simple times, man.
There's no online DLC. You had to go get a disc.
No, man. I'm going to shout. Mom! But no, I was reminiscing with you just a minute ago. I will get back to the story, but it was such a simpler time. I remember it was one cold, summer's morning. I'd just gone to work for a couple of hours, working at Farm Foods. I was dead excited. I knew 10 o'clock hit on the Xbox 360's clunky menus of downloading DLC. The Gears of War 2 DLC. Was coming out, and I was there was a couple of map packs. There was one I don't know what it was, deleted scene mission, And it was like the greatest day ever. Like we just played Wingman all day. We did the DLC, and that was it. That's all you had. That kept you going. And
I think what helps that is that the games already felt content complete, and you just felt like the DLC is additive. Now we're just not getting content complete games, and then when you get the DLC, it's like, wow, I should have already had King of the Hill. Where's other maps? Like 2 maps really isn't a lot. Hopefully they have more than 2, but yeah, there should have been way more maps in the first place. Continue.
I was just looking into the history of the map packs. Like let's just go back to a simpler time.
Call of Duty they did a bunch of them.
Yeah, Gears of War 2. Gears of War 2. Looking back now, like they had the flashback map pack. The flashback map pack had flashback offers 5 multiplayer maps from the original Gears of War. So we had Canals, Gridlock, Mansion, Subway, and Station. And then you could use them in Horde mode. Then you had the Combustible map pack that came out. So we had September 2008, and then December 2008. Then we had March 2009, and then the Dark Corners map pack, which is the one I'm just talking about, released July 28th. The Gears of War Dark Corners DLC is the 4th and final in the game. Downloadable content for Gears of War was released July 28th. Cost of remember back in the day, at the cost of 1,200 Microsoft points.
Microsoft points. Oh my god!
Shout out, man! It's currently 560 points. Multiple Dark Corner. Dark Corners offered 7 more maps to play on and allow us to play of a campaign chapter that wasn't included in the final game. The 7 maps consisted of I won't go through that. And the deleted campaign chapter was called Road to Ruin and can be played anytime regardless of the current position. But it was just a simpler time. Look at that content rollout. The game come out. I'm guessing the game came out in September, or maybe I don't know when it came.
It was
out.
it was somewhere around there. Yeah.
And it was you had map packs September, December, March, July, and then that was it. And you had all the stuff that you needed. And now I mean, you're waiting. How many months have we waited for? The Halo came out in November.
November was the multiplayer.
No, December. Yeah, November. The end of November, wasn't it? And then December the 8th for Halo. I mean, and you're the biggest Halo fan I know, and you're not even excited about it. But I mean, if let's go back. Let's retrofy this. But if this was a map pack, would you be more excited?
Yeah, if it was we're getting Lockout, Midship, we're gonna add a big battle team map, and it's gonna be Blood Gulch, and maybe some new ones as well. Do a mix of new and old. What?
Blood Gulch.
Yeah, that's one of the. That is the Halo map. That is the Halo map. Blood Gulch. Come on, you kidding me? Yeah, that is a weird word. Yeah, if it was more of a multiplayer pack, I would be more interested. But I'm not in my age now. I don't want to be nickeled and dimed. I just move on from Halo Infinite at this point. Over. That's how I look at it. Move on.
Halo's devastated.
No, I love Halo.
You just broke up with Halo on screen. It's official now.
I haven't. But just move on at this point. If you're gonna take this much time, I don't know. Maybe it's only me. I say just move to Halo 6 or 7, whatever you want to call the next one. Move on. I don't need a story DLC. When's that supposed story DLC supposed to be anyways? This fall? I don't know. I don't need that. Give me the next story. I feel just cut and run. That's what I would do. Who cares?
Unfortunately, everyone's trying to play the same game, aren't they? And I feel and this is from where I sit, where I'm standing. Fortnite probably does it the best. In terms of constantly going, yeah, probably. I feel what you get for the price is pretty decent. To be fair,
sure.
They set
that precedent, right?
It makes you work. I mean, they give you a decent amount of things in that £8 that we spend. I think it's £8 that we spend, and we always say to her, my daughter, if you don't do it, you've got 3 months to do it. If you don't do it, I'm not going to get you the next one, because it's just, if you've lost interest. And fair enough, sometimes it's like, I think she didn't do it once. And I was like, we sat down together, I was like, look, fair enough, it wasn't that interesting. Because, you know, it can't be bangers every 3 months, like, includes. That's a lot of money from Epic, I know they've got the money. But, you know, trying to secure these especially these Marvel licenses. But the Spider-Man one, she smashed that Spider-Man one out, and, like, I think this one's Doctor Strange, so she's not really too, you know, who is Doctor Strange. But, I don't know, be more like Fortnite, or just go back to how it was, just release some map packs. Yep. Especially Halo, like, Halo is not the what I think Halo is so you know, it's
they're trying to shove Halo into a service game.
Yeah, and it's just I don't know, like for someone that doesn't I don't care necessarily, but I don't know, bring back map packs. Do you know what I mean? Give us 5 map packs for 50.
Honestly, for me, don't do any DLC. How about that? How about let's just content complete a game, put it out, and maybe add some more maybe later. But I'm kind of just done with all DLC. I don't need any of it. I don't need a story expansion for your game. Make your game, put it out, make the next game.
And don't be like Prince of Persia.
That's right.
Don't do that.
Don't bring up Prince of Persia.
Don't do that. Just don't do Prince of Persia. It's like, oh, the ending you gotta pay for. Nah, no, mate, not for me. Next story, and I don't like this story, but there's a conversation to be had that I'd like to talk about. So we're starting off.
Sure.
So the Vicarious Visions, the wonderful people that created Crash, what called Crash Bandicoot.
The insanity.
Insane Trilogy. Insane Trilogy. My kids are still awake. The Insane Trilogy, and they did the Tony Hawk's.
Mm-hmm.
And they
did the 1 and 2.
They didn't do Spyro, did they? That was Toys for Bob.
No, Toys for Bob did Spyro, then Toys for Bob went they went did Crash.
So the Vicarious Visions has I think they got taken off whatever they were doing to help with Call of Duty side of things, right?
Diablo 2. They just did Diablo 2 Resurrected.
So now they've officially sunsetted Vicarious Visions, and they have officially merged with Blizzard Entertainment. Now, this is devastating. This is bad news because
we knew about this, but now
it's official. Okay, it's Facebook official. Okay, so that's
not official.
That is official. Listen, it's Facebook official. That's what they say. Okay. It says not in a relationship, broken up, not engaged. But so what I want to obviously we know what's going on. Obviously, Xbox of people. I think it's difficult to. It's all but official. Xbox has bought Activision, but the elephant in the room is they haven't. So Activision and Blizzard can do whatever they want.
Right?
They can still do what they want, and there's no. There isn't no Phil Spencer in the background. No, they can't do or say anything. Like they've got to wait for the I's legally to be crossed, the dots to be T'd, and they have to wait for it to be done. They can't do anything. They can't change anything. They can't have their say. They can't do nothing. Like I don't know how it, from what old story from my life. Like I worked for a contract catering. The contract got taken over by a new company. They were coming in September. We saw them every couple of weeks. They'd sit down with us, go, have you got any questions for us? This is going to happen. This is going to change. I heard you staying with us. You'll be employed by us. And I'd be like, no questions. Well, I had questions. I've got questions for everybody. Here's your contract. Sign it. Done. And I was like, is anything... My main question was like, what is going to change? And they were like, nothing really. You'll still come to work. You'll still do this, blah, blah, blah. There'll just be a brand logo thing. You still cook the same food. You can still do this. I was like, okay, sad. Sweet. I don't like that much change anyway. Sign the contract. Mr. S. Sims. Done. Here's your pen. And then everything changed. But that's a long story. But with this, Xbox, they must be either... maybe they come and visit ever so often. Probably not. But what the big thing the question I have is like, is Phil Spencer? I don't know. Let's say hypothetical date July the 1st. That it's all been signed over. The £69.88 billion has been transferred into whoever's bank account. Is there a bank account big enough for that much money? Do you reckon they have two bank accounts? Do you reckon they have two bank accounts? Do you reckon
it's going into a lot of places, number one, but it is all just numbers.
So, is this something that Xbox is going to want to, like, they're going to get the Vicarious Visions team and say, look, we heard that you were doing this, but we know that, do you want to do more of these Crash games, or, you know, these family-friendly Skylanders-esque, Crash Bandicoot-esque, or do you want to do remakes of games that you have passion about?
Banjo.
Exactly, and then I don't think it would be a wise decision to go, look, Vicarious Visions are back. I mean, fair enough, it's branding and people know
I
what
do
they
want to
are.
say, while you're on your little diatribe, I would like to say two things. Number one, we don't know if anything is actually, or a couple things. We don't know if anything has actually changed too much about them. The one things that we have that we know that they've changed is they are now Blizzard Albany. Their name is now Blizzard Albany. They're not Vicarious Visions anymore. And then two, they are working on they are dedicated to Blizzard games. For now, that they could be tied away from that. So they will probably always now be just Blizzard Albany, but that doesn't mean that they can't work on other things when the acquisition goes through.
Do you think Xbox will want to have these games?
Yeah, Phil has said he wants more family friendly.
Yeah, he has said
on the console. So, yeah, for sure, I think so.
Does he? Obviously, they're not including our stories, but like it seems to be like every week, or every 2 weeks, there's more controversies that I don't fully comprehend because I'm a fucking stupid bastard. Of like, you know, the lawyers, the people that they've resigned. It's not important for a video game podcast that we're like lighthearted news. We don't want to get into too like politics or, you know, lawyers or money or etc. etc. But like it seems to be every week there's some bad news. I mean, at what point do Phil and Phil's boss go, is this really worth it? Like, is it really worth all this hassle? Like, I get that it is. They're gonna if they get to the end of the rainbow, they're gonna have all this IP, Call of Duty. Like, let's face it, they're gonna have Call of Duty. A
lot of employees.
Exactly, yeah, all these. But like, I always think every time I read, especially now, Activision, Blizzard, Kotick, every time I read that, I always think, oh god, Xbox. Like, I always think, oh god, Xbox could. They technically are still they're associated to it. Like, they've got a wince, can they? Like, oh god, stop. Like, let's hurry up and get this deal with. Like, I could just imagine Phil Spencer with his phone, reading the bad news and going, oh fuck, wish we could just do this deal today.
I mean, it's a massive deal, right? The biggest one in games, so it's gonna take a while. Like, they kind of have to just ride it out.
It seems to be being reviewed by everybody who is anybody to make sure this is the right thing. Make sure this is the right thing to do for what I'm guessing the monopolization of things. If that makes sense.
The way I look at it, if Disney was able to buy Fox, there's no way that this should be able to like stopped. You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand how this could be stopped if Disney bought Fox. Like, Disney buying Fox is insane. They bought all of.
I do worry because obviously I want this to happen because it's not about the games and the IP. It's about the people that work for Activision as well. Like, you get friendly face Phil Spencer in there, and I'm sure
they have like 10,000 employees or something.
Exactly, Phil Spencer's team. They're obviously reading they're all on the same mission guidelines, the mission statement. They all have the same goals. I'm guessing, people are people, and they're all going to sit down and talk to these tens of thousands of people and say, look, how do you feel? This is going to change. What do you want to do? And I'm sure they're going to take all this feedback, go back to the big boardroom and say, look, this is what they want to do, and this is what we want to do. Let's meet in the middle and let's make a great product. And hopefully, fingers crossed, in 2028, we could be having these amazing games on Games Pass come in every quarter, every 3 weeks, every 3 months, every 2 months. Like, we could be just getting these
every
remakes.
Month, probably.
Yeah, it'll be incredible. Like, but I don't know. It's just
it's a ways away for sure.
I feel like every bad story about Activision is then kind of reflected on Xbox, and I know they haven't got much to do with them right now, but it just seems to me that's personally what I think. It's like, Xbox is Xbox gonna just go one day? It's not worth the hassle.
it's gonna go through that way in terms of that way. Yeah, they're not gonna just stop the
Well, they've
deal.
agreed, haven't they? I think that it's going to happen. I think there's just like a horse
Review
race. There's
process.
so many hurdles. So many
Yeah.
people need to look at the contract. So many people have to review. And more people. People have to be spoken to about their position, where they're going to go, and I'm sure that would be
Yeah,
that would
68
be
billion is a lot of money.
a lot of people have to sign a lot of pieces of paper. I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Are you willing to be transferred over to Microsoft? If that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's. I know. I like to go ham on these stories. We haven't got many things to story about. I just want to touch base on a route. I want to go back to. It's not on the thingy, and I want to get rid of this. But before we go to but it says PlayStation. There's nothing there. There was nothing to talk about PlayStation. But there is some rumors flying around that PlayStation have acquired somebody. Now the rumors have gone from Konami last week to Kojima this week. Now, where do you think? I know you don't like talking about rumors, and you pretty much like if it isn't in an article or it isn't in a statement on a blog, then it hasn't happened. And you know what? I respect that. I like the rumors. I like to sit there and think about it in my bed and like, what is happening? But it seems to be there seems to be a new PlayStation promotional poster with they normally have all their first parties, so they have the best games that they've got. So they've got Days Gone, and then the rest, and then. So I did there.
Yeah, I did.
I just wanted you to say something. And
Days Gone.
and now all of a sudden they've they've got Death Stranding in there. Now obviously I'm sure this is nothing. I'm really but it seems like something that PlayStation would want to do. Kojima's so with PlayStation.
Yeah.
Like you think Kojima, and you think all of his games PlayStation. I mean, would that be the right thing to do? Especially if
I want to say something about the Death Stranding thing. They definitely constantly promote Death Stranding as a
100%.
game because they own the IP. So they always are promoting that thing. They're promoting with the PC port and stuff like that. So it being there makes sense to me because it is a character that they that they own. It's an IP that they own, all that stuff. So being on that picture, I've seen that picture, or whatever you want to call it. But with Kojima signing to PlayStation, I'm not sure. I don't know. It's more of a wait and see. I don't think he would, but I still believe that Jeff Grubb's story is true with him signing the letter of intent with Xbox to do that cloud-based game. So I don't know.
I mean,
maybe
what's a letter of? Not like I don't want it to happen. I don't want to shit on. I don't want to feel like I'm shitting on things. But
No.
What's a letter? What's a letter saying? Oh, I'll do this game one day. To Jim Ryan just turning up, with the way my mind works, with a big suitcase of money and just slamming it on his desk, turning it around and opening it, and be like, you don't have to worry about anything except making video games. Oh, and we've got you a new studio because we don't know. Obviously he's just moved studios, Kojima. How do we know that's not Jim Ryan's dirty money? Do you know what I'm saying? We don't.
I mean, he's probably staffing up, I would assume.
Of course. Obviously, I'm just trying to make it spicy, but I know you look at this poster now. I'm looking at this poster now, and it seems to be updated. You got your Gran Turismo that's there. You got Astro Bot, Days Gone, best game, Aloy, Dark Souls, Returnal Lady. All the bigger hitters: Last of Us, God of War, Ghost, Ratchet, MLB.
All their big studios, yeah.
And then I think that's the London-based one, the London game.
Blood and Truth.
Yeah, that's cool to see. It's nice.
Sure.
I like that. It's cool, man. So yeah, and then you got Daryl from Walking Dead just chilling in the background. I don't know. Be excited to see. I mean, PlayStation apparently have acquired somebody or in the process. There's been.
I talked about him earlier. I love Grub Snacks, Jeff Grubb's show on Giant Bomb. He does one usually every Thursday. He supposedly talked about. But he uploads it on YouTube. I watch on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
He did. His is up today, so I haven't listened to it today. I think he might talk about this stuff, but a week or two ago, he talked about the rumor because it was coming around the PlayStation Plus update when they did the new, PlayStation Plus stuff. Okay. There was the rumor that there'd be a new announcement or whatever. So he kind of talked about it and was like, yeah, he was hearing things, but who knows how much there is actually there. but he didn't specify anything himself. So I would like to listen to this episode and see if he has anything more to add to that. But you are right. I don't really look at rumors until
No.
it's a little more concrete. Yeah, it seems like they are just buying a lot of things. PlayStation is buying more than anyone. It seems like right now, good or bad.
Yeah, it's exciting. I mean, I think Greg Miller set the world on fire the other day. He said, "Oh, he's got the PlayStation up to summit." I think there's rumors of the VR being delayed, or
Next year, right?
Yeah, and Kojima being acquired, or I mean, I think everyone's wet dream is Konami to be acquired.
Maybe Square.
I just feel like that's just too big of an acquisition. I mean, obviously not Activision. Yeah, I get that. I don't know. I just on the Sony side, it just doesn't seem as believable. If that makes sense. Like if Xbox tomorrow,
they have a lot of money. They have a lot of money, but I mean, they don't have the money to throw around like that.
I do feel though, like if it's something that happened, if that was to be announced tomorrow, I wouldn't be happy about it because it would just be like, what is like it's too much at this point. Like I feel like on the Xbox buy and Activision side of things, I feel like that's kind of like a blessing. Like I feel like that's for the good of mankind. Does that make sense? For the staff. But like, why do PlayStation need to go and buy Square? Like they're getting their Square games. They don't. Why do they need to buy them?
They already are getting some of them more
exactly
like exclusive
what's
deals
the point?
And stuff. Yeah.
I feel like Xbox went in there and went, big
money?
money for the money with the money and went, look, Activision, you go through some shit. You're all a bunch of dickheads, but we'll buy you. I don't know. Obviously, this is business, so it isn't like that. But I don't know. I don't want these big acquisitions. I wouldn't mind Sony buying Kojima. Fair enough. Like let Kojima be creative and crazy and pay for it. Do you know what I mean? No? If you want to, supply this crazy man's like dreams, do it. But don't buy Square and then put all them IPs onto PlayStations. Like it just doesn't. It just seems greedy and like a proper like divide between Xbox and PlayStation. The divide's getting bigger and bigger and bigger, if that makes sense. Do you know what I mean? Like I know Xbox. I'm talking way too much about this. Xbox, Sony's come out and says, "Look, Call of Duty still be on PlayStation. Don't worry about it." But it just seems to be this big divide between the consoles. Like, and we get crossplay, and then we got this like divide of like. You can only play these games here, you can only play that games there. It almost seems like crossplay and like cross progression is becoming more and more irrelevant again. Like it just sad times, man. Sad times.
I talk about all the time in my distaste for exclusivity. I mean, I don't like it. I don't think it might be good for maybe they can make the game run better because they're only developing for one thing or stuff like that. They get funding and stuff, but I do not like exclusivity in any way. I think it's just bad. So anything that leans more towards that, I am against it.
Third party, like, I don't understand. Like that should just be like everywhere. You get it on the Switch, get it on this Playdate that's just come out. Do you know what I mean? Like do whatever. But I
want to play Call of Duty on the Playdate.
100%, like 100%. Yeah. But I understand the Sony first party studios, like they are like top quality video games, and I understand the Microsoft like side of things. If they make them in house, then yeah, put them on their console. I get that. That's okay. There's only 10 games each. Probably they're getting bigger, obviously. But then like when it comes to like, I don't know, is it Forspoken? That's PlayStation exclusive. Like why?
Yeah.
It's just
money.
Stupid. Avengers, Spider-Man thing. Like,
ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. That's a Sony Spider-Man thing. But it's all silly. But we're going to move on.
Spider-Man being exclusive is ridiculous. It's a ridiculous
and it robbed him of a story, though. Like, Avengers could have done so much more cooler stuff with him. Like,
No, I'm sorry. I mean Insomniac Spider-Man. I know that it is Insomniac developing that game.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It'd be exclusive, but Spider-Man is the IP, like, being locked to... only PlayStation.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous. That's a ridiculous thing. It's just absurd.
Just silly,
it's ridiculous.
Silly. Just quickly go through these. I think
I got a couple more stories.
1, 2, 3. Yeah. These are all numbers. Volition. Is it Volition? Volition. So, if you're excited about the new Saints Row, which was delayed to its new date on the 23rd of August, keep an eye out for a special showcase happening next Wednesday, the April the 20th. More specifically,
Coalition, yeah.
Has announced that they'll be holding a Saints Row Ultimate Customization Showcase on the 20th of April with special host Micah Burton.
Mika Burton.
Not Micah.
Shout out to Mika. Mika Burton's awesome.
Okay, explain to me. Tell me about Mika Burton.
So do you? We'll do a little history lesson. Do you know LeVar Burton from Star Trek, from Reading Rainbow? Famous LeVar Burton, Reading Rainbow. He reads books to kids.
Has he been?
He was the guy. So in Star Trek, he's the guy with the big glasses on his head.
Has he been in? Yes, he has. Has he been in The Big Bang Theory?
I don't know. I don't watch The Big Bang Theory.
He has. I've googled his face.
Okay, this is his daughter, Mika Burton. She's hosted stuff for Overwatch. She was in a part of Achievement Hunter for a little bit. She's just been everywhere. She's just really cool. She did some Critical Role stuff. She's friends with them.
Good for her. So basically, as for what is expected for it doesn't share too much. So basically, they're just gonna show us how we're gonna customize our character.
Yeah. And that's always been a cool thing in Saints Row. You always get to do all the different voices and the dances and they always have done a lot. So I'm expecting a lot of customization here. It was just I saw the story and I was like, hey, this is pretty cool. We get a little update for this game that we haven't gotten an update in a while. This game's coming out, towards the end of the year. I'm very excited for it.
Are you excited? Are you excited for this game? Are you excited?
I think we need more goofy, funny games. So I'm in for a goofy, funny game.
I'm not sure.
I want it to be more Saints Row 3, and this doesn't seem like Saints Row 3 to me. But we'll see. Maybe I'll be surprised.
I just don't know how I feel about Saints Row because I feel like there's only one kingpin of open world games, if that makes sense. And they're so closely tied to the GTA. And when I only ever played Saints Row 1 on the Xbox 360, and I was like, oh, this is cool, but it's not GTA, if that makes sense.
Yeah, but to be fair, they evolved to not being some GTA clone. I love Saints Row. I think it's such a cool series. I think there's more room for more GTA clones at this point, especially if they're different and unique. And this is different and unique. It takes the comedy that kind of GTA has. I mean, that has more satire into let's be ridiculous and let's have dildo bats and dubstep guns. Let's just have fun. And I think we need more games that just have fun. I think there's a lot of serious games. Not enough comedy games, I think that's what was really refreshing about Tiny Tina's and honestly Borderlands in general is it's just a fun game with just dumb humor. Some people don't like the humor, but it's just dumb and fun. We need more of that.
I mean, maybe I'm just boring. I like my humor there's a limit to my humor. Dildo bats don't make me laugh.
I mean, once you start hitting people, you'll start laughing.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just too negative. I need to see this game. I need a 15-minute gameplay trailer.
To be fair, they did. Game Informer had a cover story where they did a decent amount of gameplay. You can go watch. I mean, I'm sure it's going to look better and maybe be different because that was still a while ago. They're still developing this game, so it's going to look better and better, and they're going to take more time. So
hopefully, it's got a good story behind it, and it's.
We'll see.
We'll see. Connor, it was rough with the Kingdom Hearts stuff, man. I'm not gonna lie. We tried so hard, and you let us down. We needed you. This is the one episode, the 114 episodes in, and this is the one episode.
We finally get a Kingdom Hearts game announcement here, and you're not here. It's okay. He'll be here next week. He can rant next week.
We need to start the podcast again and make up some crazy story about what happened to Connor. What happened to Connor? Because apparently I work in a coal mine.
That's true. He said you do work in a coal mine. I don't know.
I feel like Connor works in a warehouse. So he works in a warehouse. So this is what happened. I think he works with refrigerators. Like, I'm sure, does he work with food?
Food, yeah.
Yeah, he works. So he must like the man comes with the lorry, and he must he takes the
Called a
trucks.
dolly. A dolly.
He takes the food off the big truck with his forklift. He hasn't got a forklift license, and I think what's happened is he drove the food into the walk-in freezer, and someone shut the door. So he's currently
stuck in the freezer.
He's stuck in the freezer. Yeah. Yeah, 6 kids works. 6 kids works in a coal mine. So Connor. So from now on, Connor trapped in the freezer. No one knows where he is. Yeah, that's it. Trapped in the freezer. Yeah. Beat that, knobhead. Next and final story, I believe. Wow, man. Boring stuff. This is really boring stuff. Like numbers.
I think there's some
in
information in here.
There's some tidbits.
Yeah.
So, CD Projekt Red, from their earnings results, Cyberpunk 2077 has sold over 18 million copies as of today. So that game came out, what, 2 years ago?
It was December in 2020, so
December
it's a year and a half.
Wow, man. It doesn't seem like 2 minutes ago.
Yeah. We've been doing this show for 2 years. Over 2 years now.
I feel so old. Cyberpunk has sold over 18 million copies. Witcher 3 has sold over 40 million copies, and working on multiple unannounced projects. So they've had a bit of a big week this week, haven't they? They announced what? Witcher 4 last week, right?
Or it was 2 weeks ago. But it's gonna be Unreal Engine 5, and they're in the works of a new game.
Yeah, and they So I want to talk about Witcher. I want to talk about Cyberpunk. I want to talk about CD Projekt Red, okay? First of all, I need to platinum Witcher 3. This is a personal story, okay?
You don't have to.
No. This punk, alright, we started a podcast 2 years ago, okay?
Yeah.
I met 2 wonderful human beings, okay? Great people. So much respect. But when one of you starts telling me that I'm a punk because I haven't platinumed Witcher, I've already done the hard work. I've just got to do this part. So I attempted to do it, and then there's so many different versions of The Witcher 3 now. Like, I don't know where my trophies are. So we need to sort that out. Cyberpunk, I think, they've had a good. I mean, CD Projekt Red have had a good year. Let's face it. They've come out to and they said, look, Cyberpunk straight on the PlayStation today, PS5, Xbox One Series X, trial version 6 hours. It was on sale for like 3 or 4 weeks. It was you could have picked it up for like, I think it's like £25. I bought it at Christmas on the GOG launcher PC thing. I think I paid like £8 for it.
Good deal.
Yeah, man, good deal, man. Good deal. My computer's like, I'm good, but I'm not that good. I'm struggling to run this.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, 18 million copies. I mean, how many do you think really, like, how many got refunded? Would what was it? 18.
They're saying it sold 18 million as of today, which I think it was today. So it sold 18 million. I mean, I honestly don't think the refund really was that much.
You got to think,
maybe,
though, like getting a refund,
maybe thousands, but that's
let's
tough. That's hard.
It, getting a refund is not worth the hassle. Like,
yeah,
I
spent
I spent 35 minutes of this podcast moaning about Tiny Tina. Do you think I want a refund? Yes. Do you think I want to go for the rigmarole? No, I don't want to do that. Fuck that. Like, what is wrong with your video game? You're saying, fuck off.
I do want to add 2 things to kind of just the CD Projekt story right now. With the Witcher 3 next gen patch, they're delaying it a little bit. I guess.
And this is something that I was like wanted to talk about.
Which is whatever. It's fine. I don't.
No, it's not whatever. I want to play this game in next gen.
It doesn't need one. Just play. It looks fine. Just play the game now. Who cares?
The game came out in 2015, man. Ooh.
Yeah, move on. Keep making Witcher 4. Who cares? Number 2. The expansion for Cyberpunk, I guess, will be next year.
Do you think they should just call a spade and just move on?
What do you mean? Like, just cut and dry?
Just cut and go.
That's not what they do, though. They don't cut and dry.
But it's obviously failed.
No,
Do
it
you
didn't.
not
It
think
sold
it's a
18
failure?
million copies.
But
18 million copies.
I do, but
That's
if you
massive.
but like, do you not think that is a failure? And like,
No.
this was so in 2000 and what year did it come out? 2019.
It depends on how you want to look at it.
20.
It was 20.
So it came out in 2020. So from 2018 onwards, this game was talked about as the next coming of baby Jesus Christ. Like, and we're talking like every E3, every time we heard about this game, it was the greatest looking video game ever. It looked so real. The people were gonna know your name by face, and you were gonna, you ever been out in the streets? Right, this is the level. This is the level of like, this is what they promised. Right, you ever been outside, and you're walking across the street, and there's someone, right, you don't want to talk to them. Right, they're gonna talk to you for 15 to 20 minutes. You have not got time to talk to these people, so you cross the street. All right, that was the level. The NPCs were gonna remember you, and they were gonna talk to you, and you were gonna cross the street to get away from them. This is the part. This is the level of like gameplay, of mechanics that they promised you with the ray tracing and they didn't deliver. Like, this was supposed to be the next big thing. Like Brock Lesnar, Jesus Christ. This is how big this game was supposed to be, and it didn't deliver. And they're still fixing it now. Like, at 18 million copies from 2000 what? I think 2018. I think they did that one tweet when they tweeted after like so many years.
That was like in 2012 or something.
Exactly, and then they tweeted again. Yeah. So we're like 18 million, and they've been working on it for what? 15 years? What, 10 years? What are we saying? Like, no. I'm talking shit, but like, how long were they working on this game for?
I guess pre-production was 2012, but they didn't really start until probably after Witcher 3, which was 2015.
18
just
million.
5-6 years?
It just doesn't seem... This shouldn't...
You don't understand how much 18 million
I get it. But for the next big thing, since the coming of Jesus Christ, 18 million, and it
could have been more.
Doesn't seem like good enough. Like, and all their bullshit. Like, if you were a developer or the lead director of this video game, and 18 million copies gets announced today, I don't think I'd be happy with it.
You're talking about, is this a failure, right? And I think there's two different ways. I think there's two different ways to look at it, right? It's money or critically. And money, it's
fair enough.
Critically,
of course.
Actually, the reviews were very well. It was like sitting at a 90, 91, 90, somewhere around there when it first launched, and that was like the PC version. And then it kind of went down as, the last gen versions were like holding it back. Like, this game is a 90+ game. This game is fantastic.
But it still isn't the greatest game ever. What they wanted to tell you, like, I know that the E3 previews every year for like 2 years, game of the show E3 was Cyberpunk. I went to see Cyberpunk. It was the greatest thing ever. Couldn't believe what I was seeing. It was the future. And then I don't know, like, I've got it downloaded, and I've got a list of what I want to play, and this is on the list, and I want to play it.
It should be.
But there's some, I don't know, like, 18 million doesn't, I don't know, I'm talking shit at this point, but you know what I'm saying, for something that was promised and hyped so much, 18 million just doesn't seem good enough. For me. And what do I know? I'm a big fat guy in Derby.
I think that's your expectations are super high. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. When you hear about something for so long.
This game's going to keep selling once that expansion comes out too, and if they do like little more updates as the year goes on, and then into next year with the expansion, that expansion is going to bring a lot of people in. And if they're still doing that show on Netflix, that could bring a lot more people in. It did it with The Witcher. I don't think it's a live action. I think it's animated, but like that still bring a lot of people in. They would want to play the game. So this game's going to keep selling for a while. And I think CD Projekt is multiple studios now within. Like, I think they're splitting, like, which one's working on New Witcher, one's staying here doing Cyberpunk until they move on. I don't know if they're doing more expansions than just the one, but it seems like the one for now.
I don't know. I've been burnt, but I've not really played. And that's another story as well. I've been burnt as well. Like, I played, 12, 15 hours on the PS4 version, on the PS5, on the PS4 version. Game kept crashing every time I loaded the game. And then I was like, you know what? I'll wait. I'll wait for the PS5 version, patiently. The game PS5 version came out last month, February. I was like, cool. And then my save didn't work. Like, throw me a freaking bone. And that's a me problem. But I'm still going to blame somebody else. Because that is human nature, okay? So, on that note, Daniel, we're going to talk about what we've been playing.
Sure.
Daniel.
Yeah.
What have you been playing?
So I'm a two-parter here because we talked about Tiny Tina's. So I've been playing that co-op. That's my co-op
I'd like
game.
to talk about the game, but there's not. I will talk about it a bit more. I'll talk about the game.
We could do it now. We could talk about the game right now. Sure.
I mean, I find it. This game makes me tired, and it's not. Honestly, the game is no detriment to the game. Like it's almost like a hypnotic state of the game. Like the repetitive, like to the point where my eyes I feel like my eyes are so heavy. Like I'm struggling to. I'm not trying to stay awake for it. Honest to God, that is me. That is me. Like I'm a bad teammate. We spent 45 for 50 minutes.
You need to get the toothpicks so that your eyes.
Seriously, like I'm just like my eyes. I can feel my eyes rolling, and then the next minute I'll wake up and I'm like, hopefully no one realizes I've been asleep. And Natalie's just looking at me like that. What are you doing? I'm like, nothing. We're doing nothing. Like,
playing the game.
The game is more Borderlands, but it is. But when when there's four of us and we're in the zone, like it's just great fun. Like I think there is some issues with the game. I think a lot of these builds come with companions, so there's always like little mushrooms running around.
There's three of the classes have.
Yeah, and it's like we've all got a companion, so there's so much going on the screen. I'm constantly shooting someone's companion. Because I think it's a bad guy.
One
so
of them's
it just
a little mushroom.
it all becomes like just a big blur, and that can get quite like frustrating.
I mean, that's just Borderlands if you're playing with four people. That's how it happens. Yeah.
It's just sometimes. I mean, there's small. I'm trying to take down. It's hard to think positive because I haven't played it enough to think positive. The story's great. Tiny Tina's performance is great. Like Sandberg and your favorite person.
My favorite's Tiny Tina, but are you talking about Wanda Sykes?
No, the other guy.
Oh, Will Arnett. I love Will Arnett. Yeah. He plays Dragon Lord, the villain. Will Arnett. Yeah.
I mean, other than like, it's just more Borderlands. It's great to play, but it's hard to talk positively about it right now because I've just got such a bad taste in my mouth. But when we do play it, we have a great time. Sometimes I remember I'm a bit confused of where we're going because like I'm a bit of a dum-dum. But the overworld map, that's a bit confusing. I don't like the whole Pokemon like random encounter thing. I feel like that just slows it down too much.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they could have taken that out, but it's fine.
How do you feel about it? You finished the game.
Yeah, it's super fun. I think I wish there was a little more fantasy, even leaned even harder into it. I think the builds are fun. I think the story's fun. I like Tina telling the story. I don't really want to spoil too much of. There really isn't a ton to spoil, but I think the Dragon Lord always being there is really funny. He's constantly talking to you because it's going through Tina. It's really funny when you think about the context of the game when every other character that isn't like Andy Samberg and Wanda Sykes and Tina, those are really, and then your character are really the only four actual people, and any person you meet is going through Tiny Tina. She's actually just those characters. So the Dragon Lord, is actually just her, and like it's just like it's all through her. And it's so funny to think about it like that because she's just the bunker master. I think the environments are really great. They do a really good job of refreshing environments as you keep going. And there's a bunch of them. Like we got to like this oasis. It was like a side area. There's like two areas that I really liked a lot, and they were both side areas. One of them was this oasis right towards the end of the game, and you just go in. You don't really have to go in there, and there's a side quest in there, and it's just super cool looking. And then the other one is another side area, the Tangle Woods or whatever it was called. It was just big beanstalk that just grew out of the ground. You go into it, and there's a bunch of side quests in there. It's a super cool area too.
Could you just like mainline the game as well?
No,
Like
me and Sloan do everything. All
what
the
level
side quests.
What level are you then?
I mean, we maxed level 40. We started doing mythic rank.
Is that the max level 40?
40 is the max level, yeah.
Oh.
And then you get your second level, which you'll see
mythic.
at the
mythic,
other, mythic level. That I think just keeps going because I get mythic levels all the time. Like I'm like mythic level 40 something, nearly 50. So it's just like they like there's much less XP to get for that one, and you just put points into like different things. Kind of like other Borderlands. I forget what they call them in the other Borderlands games, where you get that once you finally get to the max level, you get a certain rank. I forget what they call theirs. It's very similar to that. And then when you beat the game, you get like this like basically roguelite mode called like these chaos chambers.
Yeah.
We've only did a few. I don't know if we're gonna keep doing more, but yeah, I really like this game. I think it's great.
So is that the end of it? Is it you just two got to put it down and then that's it?
Unless Sloan really wants to do some more chaos chambers, probably. I'm pretty much done. I mean, we pretty much did everything. I didn't get all the achievements because I like switched classes, so I missed like some of the side quest achievements, and there's like a few things I didn't get. But like there's 2 achievements that is like upgrade every weapon all the way max, and then upgrade one all the way to max, and it's like that is so much money to do that. I'm not grinding for this amount of money. Because like I don't know if you've upgraded, they get into like millions, then 2-3 million just for one. It's insane.
I think I've upgraded a weapon. I've upgraded my backpack space, and that got expensive.
You need to do that. Yeah, that's probably the most important one. But upgrading the other ones just kind of gets you like more ammo in your gun, basically. Yeah. Do you have more to say about Tiny Tina?
Not really. It's honestly, it just leaves a bad taste in my mouth. Like I sound like a petty like ex. Like I've just had such a bad experience. Like it's the fact that we spent £65 on, and I know me and Natalie could just pretty much play it together and have a great time. But it's the fact that we bought it to play with friends and like it's just I don't know. I'll stop moaning about it. Daniel, what else? What else have you been playing? You normally like you've always got like 12 or 14 games a week on the go.
15.
Yeah.
Come on. No, I'm just kidding. So when I'm not doing that co-op, I started up. I tried to start Tunic. I guess I'll mention that. I tried to do Tunic. I played maybe an hour. Yeah. Not feeling it.
Me neither.
I like the music. I like the art style.
Yeah.
Just not feeling this game. This game, like, if you remember, I forget when I said this. Maybe Death's Door might have ate Tunic's lunch. Yeah. And I think 100%. It ate its lunch, breakfast, and its dinner. Because it did not feel as good as Death's Door does. I didn't like, how you maneuver around as much as Death's Door. But the music's great. I love the art style. Yeah. And I'm fine to like put it down. Like I think it's great that it's really mostly one guy that made this game, which is awesome. Like support Tunic. Like it's the game I think that if people are interested, like check it out. It just didn't really too much with me.
I'm glad that we're all like pretty much on the same wavelength. Like I was pretty much scared to tell you this in the Discord. I was like, I feel like Death's Door is like it's just not Death's Door, and I've got it on the accessibility mode where I don't die, and like just walking around aimlessly, like trying to figure out where to go and trying to find. You pick up these pieces, and it's like some of it's in this like made up language, which is is cute and quaint, but like it's really frustrating because I just want to know where to go. Like I want direction. I don't want I don't know. For me, like it's just, and I'm like I don't really want to follow a guide because it's just like they're trying to figure it out as well, and I'm like I just don't. There's something about the game that I just can't. I don't think I got the west and the east side of the thing done. Found a shield, found a sword, and I was just like, I don't really want to do any more. Like I get where this is going. I get the game. Find the puzzle pieces, the instruction booklet, figure out what things mean, upgrade, and I was just like, this is not Death's Door. Yeah. I am not a crow. I am not having a good time. Crows.
I like the little cute little fox. He's a
cute man. Excuse me. He's cute. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. But he's not no crow. I'm a bird man.
You're a bird. I might be more of a fox man. I just
Well,
don't like the
fuck,
game.
man.
But
Daniel, what other games have you been playing that I can
so the
I
game
can
that
agree that you don't like?
oh Days Gone. I've been playing it. I don't like it. No, I'm just kidding.
No,
No, I
whoa.
already tried that game. Didn't like it. No, but I have been playing Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga.
Oh, me too.
Um,
Me too.
oh, you have? Oh, wow, I
Ah,
didn't expect that. So I started. I was like, "Ooh, do I really want to start with the original trilogy, go 4, 5, 6, and then do the prequels and then the sequels?" I'm like, "Do I want to do that, or do I
yeah.
just want to, go in order, one through whatever?" And I'm like, if I was watching the movies, I'd probably say go through release order, go start with 4, right? Because that's just how they were released. But in a game, I'm like, I'm starting with Phantom Menace. So I did. I think I'm like in the middle of A New Hope right now. So I've
Wow,
beaten.
you fucking smashed it.
Yeah, I'm not doing all the side stuff. I
No,
don't
me
care.
neither. I
Don't
don't
care.
care.
Don't care. I just want to experience my favorite franchise of all time, right? So, yeah, I beat all the prequels, and I'm in A New Hope right now. I like have done some of the Death Star stuff in A New Hope. That's kind of where I am.
And you're
I'm like
literally
inside
just
of it.
you're literally just like story beat to story beat,
Main
like
mission. Main mission.
follow the golden trail.
Yep.
So, I don't know. I ended up. I'm in this. I'm in a funk. All right. Okay, I am in. I don't know what I've done wrong, but I had this brainiac idea of like writing down all the games that I want to play, and ever since I wrote that list, I don't want to play anything. Like I can't figure out what I want to play. It's not like I don't want to play it. I just can't make myself play it. Like just like I don't know. It's just I don't know what it is. But so I put Star Wars on because I'm just like I had a guest round. I was like, oh look at Star Wars. You know he's
Yeah.
on about buying it, and my daughter comes down the stairs. My youngest. She goes, what's this? It's Star Wars Lego, and she's like, you know I play, and I'm like, you know what, kid? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's two
Pop in, fill
player.
up. Yeah.
Jump in, kid. And it's so simplistic and stylized. Like, and she's not, she plays a Roblox. So she knows how to do the controls. So she's like, she's walking around. The
Not
next
too many
minute,
buttons.
no, that's it. Next minute, like she's jumping to like follow the gold trail. Okay. And then we get to the Padme bit, and she's like, Dad, I want to be the princess. I'm like, kid, you can be the
Of course.
princess.
Yeah.
You can be the princess, kid. And now it's become a thing. Every night, Dad, we can play some Lego. And I'm like, yes, kid, we are.
Yeah, you do Star Wars.
And she was like, I said, where we got to go? She goes, we're going to go see Watto. She goes, who's Watto? I said, let me fucking tell you, child. Who's this? Anakin.
He's a
Who's
slave
that?
owner. He owns people.
It's great.
What does that mean?
And she's like, I want to be Obi-Wan. I'm like, I'm going to be Qui-Gon. Who's this guy with the red face? You find out. I'm having a great time. So yeah, it's turned into a really nice thing. So we're going to play tomorrow morning. Yeah, I think where do we get to? I like the fact that you don't have to like piss about with all the stuff. Like you literally can just go story beat, and it's nice to see
great.
the Jar Jar Binks really pissing annoying. That he's more annoying in this than he is anywhere else.
I don't know.
I like Qui-Gon in episode 1. I tell you what though, this game makes me want to watch Star Wars.
I mean, it's my favorite franchise, but
Where am I with the game? Just done pod racing.
okay. So I mean, you're like what, halfway through the episode?
Yeah, I think so. I think we'll have it done by tomorrow. So yeah, but but by the signs of it though, you could get it done really quickly. You just go plot to plot. Like I don't.
There are some missions that are like, or even parts of the mission or whatever that are just like talking as you're walking. There are a lot of cutscenes that I like. I think the game has a lot of charm to it. I think it's super funny in its own Lego way. Definitely a kid's game.
Yeah.
Which I don't mind.
Did you sorry, did you see the orchestra in that fight scene?
What fight scene?
When you fight Darth Maul.
No, I might have maybe where were they?
Because Connor said like in the fight with Darth Maul, you had the orchestra in the background playing.
I might have seen it
because that him saying that has made me just want to get. You were
looking for it.
Like I just want to see it. I just want to see this in the background. What's it called? A Battle of the Fates or something?
Duel of the Fates is the song.
Duel of the Fates, yeah.
Oh wait, I did see them. It didn't leave like a huge mark, I guess, but I'm pretty sure I did see them. But
then a friend of mine at work, he's like the bit with young Anakin is like they keep giving him crayons.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
quality.
Can I spoil one thing? It's not much of a spoiler.
No.
So I think it's
Darth
episode
Vader.
3.
Anakin. What? No
Yeah,
way.
yeah. He's like, in episode 3, he when he goes to the council, they like kind of shush him away, and he sits down. He sits on a table, and he has like a paper, and he has the crayons again.
Is
It's
that
so
before or
funny.
after they slaughters all the kids?
It would have been no. He slaughters them in 2.
Does he?
Yeah, or he slaughters them in between. No, yeah, I think it's technically in the 3rd one, like they do in the beginning, but I think it's supposed to be in between. There's a time.
So we're having a good time then. Lego Star Wars, all right. I think it's all right.
I'm having a great time. I'm having a great time. Just like re-experiencing these stories that I love in a goofy, fun way. Can't wait to get to, Empire and Jedi. Like, as a kid, Jedi was always my favorite.
I just feel like the first
episode 6.
I feel like
as an adult, it's Empire's just the best, easily. And A New Hope's just, it's great. But as a kid, Jedi was always my favorite. As an adult, it's probably Empire.
I just feel like episode 1, 2, and 3 are the best. But that's just
The
me.
prequels.
I just feel like they're so much better. Like I mean, like I don't know, like they were like how I was introduced. Like episode 1 was such a big deal.
I saw all 3. I've seen, since I've been alive, I've seen every Star Wars movie in theaters. That means all 3 prequels. I was very young. I've seen all 3 prequels.
How old would you have been? When was the original?
It was in '99, so I was 6.
Oh yeah, 99. Yeah, but what about the original 3? They were in the 80s.
No, yeah. It was 77, 80, and 83.
So have you seen them in the cinema though?
No.
Oh,
I've seen every
right.
since I've been alive.
Oh, okay.
I've seen in the theaters. I did see the original ones before I saw episode 1.
Yeah.
I was a dumb kid. Didn't really,
That's
I
it.
learned
Me
more
too.
about it.
Yeah.
But, I like those. And it was Luke when I saw Luke in his green saber, I was like, oh, sabers are only blue and red. Like, and then he pops out with a green lightsaber. I'm like, what? You can't have green. How is this possible?
Mace Windu pops out the purple one. I'm like, purple is now my favorite color. Like SLJ rocking the purple.
I'm with you with the prequels. Like, I think, they're bad movies. They're bad, but I love them. It was just like, I don't know, maybe I wasn't aware of how I thought Star Wars was just the movie that was on ITV a lot. ITV being like a British TV channel, and so it was always on like on a Saturday night. And then there was this green thing, and Luke was always carrying it on his back. Do you know what I mean? Like I had these vivid memories. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden Star Wars was coming to the cinema, and all the kids on the playground were like, "Oh, let's play lightsabers," and I'm like, all right, okay. And then it became this massive deal. And then my mum bought me the video, and it was a black video cassette, and it was like gold trim around the side. It's fucking dope, man. And I don't know, I just watched it, and then Darth Maul was there, and he's got a red face, and he's got dual white, like just that double bladed lightsaber. Like he was the best villain. And then I realised that Darth Vader was cooler. I'm like, nah, he hasn't got no. So much cooler. So much cooler.
Darth Maul's so much
Vader's
cooler.
one of the greatest characters.
No, man. Darth Maul's got the. Do you know what I mean? He's got the dual wield thing.
Duel of the Fates.
Anyway, what else have you been playing?
That's pretty much it.
Really?
Have you played anything else?
Yeah, funny enough. So obviously, I mentioned earlier that we've got like backup video games.
Yeah.
So like Tiny Tina's not working, so what shall we all play together? And I was like, we brought down the Series X down the stairs. So we both got Xboxes, and obviously it's my daughter's, but she's like, look, bring it down the stairs and I'll use it more. It's like, fair enough. So Natalie uses it sometimes. So we were like, I was like, well, I've always wanted to play State of Decay 2. And everyone's like, yeah, all right, let's play some State of Decay. So yeah, we've been dabbling around, after we give up on Tiny Tina. I'm not bitter at all. We just jump on State of Decay, really, and we just kind of just like we've started it. It's very sometimes like these multiplayer like setups are really like just complicated. Like let's just go in one world and and then we can all add to this base. But no, the host has to add to the base because it progresses his story. We're not really progressing. It doesn't matter. But yeah, we just go around like, you know, I just pretend that I'm Rick from Walking Dead, and we just fucking scavenge, and we just go and like kill the zombies, and yeah, it's good. It's a good time, man. We find, you know, we've got 4 vehicles. We're currently in this like petrol station at the moment, and yeah, it's cool. Like that's a really good time. We're looking at Grounded maybe tonight or tomorrow. Try some Grounded. Yeah,
I played a lot of Grounded. If you remember back in the day.
So
I mean, I don't really like survival games, but it's a fun game.
I don't really like survival games, to be honest with you. So.
Maybe Sea of Thieves.
Sea of Thieves. I think Sea of Thieves has been downloaded as well. So I mean, we're just getting the use out of
Minecraft, like I said.
I don't like Minecraft, but look, Tucker. I know you're watching this, and I know you're turning in your little fucking pushchair.
He's sitting on some books.
He's sat there with his fucking Legos, crying because he's spilled his juice down. And where my juice? Oh, Oscars. What unnecessary? This is unnecessary. It's unnecessary. So sorry, Tucker. I'm not sorry. Well, it's the 1:26. I don't like Minecraft. Like, I just don't have that creative vision in my head to like. I don't get me wrong. I love what Minecraft is. I just don't enjoy playing it.
You could just play it more at like the survival actual game.
No, I don't like that. I prefer creative.
Oh, okay.
Like, just give me all the blocks. I don't want to go and worry. Like, we started Minecraft, and them lot, you know, Natalie, Carl, and Sam, they're like, oh, Minecraft, fucking love Minecraft. Let's go and get some sheep. And I'm like, I don't want to get no damn sheep. I just want to put my diamond mines on and just chill. But that's just me. I don't know. Some people say, Steve, you're dead inside, and you know what? You're right. Dead.
Yeah, I think we've learned this.
What else have we been playing? Like I said, like you know, like I said to you earlier, I'm in a mood to talk, so I'm talking. So, and it's 10:15. I got this list. Right, I want to play a game. I like to the point where like I don't know what to do with my life. Tunic, don't want to play it. Lego Star Wars, slowly playing it with my daughter. Sifu, scared of it, might be too hard. Cyberpunk.
Sifu's still on my list to play before.
Yeah, Cyberpunk, big game to tackle. But what have I really got to play? What's really coming out?
I mean, if you want to play, if you do them, you could probably beat it in like 20, 30 hours, depending on how much you do.
Far Cry, keep looking at that. I'm like, I could shoot some stuff. Memoir Blue, keep trying it.
That is literally 45 minutes.
I know it is, but I literally do one scene and then it's like, oh, I've got to do something. I'm busy. New World, I want to play New World, but like, you know, nobody wants to play New World with me. The wrestling game, I'm gonna play that. I think I'm gonna play that over my week's holiday. Dying Light, need to play with friends. So like, we've got me, Natalie, and Sam that own the game on PlayStation, but Carl owns Xbox, and we don't want to leave Carl out, so we're waiting. We're waiting for the crossplay.
They're adding it.
Hopefully, I don't know. I assume so.
Okay.
And then Kentucky Route Zero.
Someone else gonna finally play this game?
Well, I added it out of respect here, and then Connor keeps saying play Elden Ring, and I'm not playing Elden Ring. Fuck Elden Ring. And then Tiny Tina just pisses me off. But then today, I was thinking about. I was like thinking. I'm in a bit of a funk. I'm a bit sad. Okay, a bit upset about everything. I'm 31 in 2 weeks. Okay. I'm on the longest reigning podcast, probably the best podcast on the internet. Okay, Jesus. Like, you know, people talk about Nerdic Gods. Like, my shopkeeper talks about Nerdic Gods all the time. He loves the
shout out to your shopkeeper.
Shout out to Jazz. I forgot, but no. Anyway, yeah. So I'm like, maybe I want a game that's going to make me happy, make me smile, a bit daft. So I was thinking, like, maybe like
Star Wars,
Bugsnax.
Bugsnax. There you go. It's coming to Game Pass soon.
Yeah. Or I mean, this isn't funny, but like Lake. Like Lake sounds like a right chilled game.
It's very chill for sure. Like I really like.
I really want to play it. But I don't know. I honestly, I need someone to sit down and say, Steve, you are playing this game, and I'm like, okay.
I guess freedom of choice is a thing, right? Like, oh, I have so many options.
It
I
just broke
usually
me.
I stick to something, and then I'm
So
either
do
playing
I,
it or
but
I'm
I
not
don't know what
playing
to
it.
stick to. Like Tunic, like I was like, I thought Tunic was the
Number one,
one.
just beat a Memoir Blue. It'd take you less than an hour. Beat that game, and you're done. It's off your list. And then because you already have a co-op game with your daughter, and then co-op game with everyone else. Keep those aside. There you
Yeah.
go.
Okay.
Now, what do you want to play?
I
Do you
need
want to
this,
play
Daniel.
something
I'm gonna start crying in a
new? Do
minute.
you want to play something
I want to
older,
play.
like a backlog game? What are
I
you
want
looking
to.
for?
I want to play something short
Okay, number
and
one, Memoir
sweet.
Blue.
Yeah,
Beat it.
doing that. I'm
Done.
doing that. I'm doing it. I'm gonna do it.
Do you want to play Kentucky Route Zero? That's less than 10 hours. One of my favorite games of all time. Less than 10 hours. Cyberpunk, you could beat it around 20, maybe 30, depending on how much you do.
I feel like
And
Cyberpunk is something I want to experience everything.
okay.
Not everything, but
I mean, you pushing 40 probably.
the thing
but
is with Cyberpunk is the fact that I've already played about 12 hours. And it's the fact that I've got to get back to them 12 hours. I've got to do the Johnny, whatever his name is, them parts. I've got to do all them parts again, which is the put off. But I'm willing to do it, but maybe not yet. But I've kind of just got to a point where like there's a big gap now to what.
For me, Trek to Yomi is the next one, and that's May 5th. That's
Yes.
the next game, and it's on Game Pass. So like that's my next big game. So I'm gonna have to once I beat
But
Star
that's
Wars,
like maybe what,
I'm gonna
2 or
find
3
something.
days.
Who knows? Who knows?
And I don't know. I watched that gameplay of Trek to Yomi and I wasn't blown away.
I mean, if it's not for you, it's not for you.
I mean, I'll play it on Games Pass. But I don't know. Maybe
Weird
Kentucky
West
Route Zero.
still there. Kentucky Route Zero. It won't take you long. It's episodic. So you just do episodes. So there's 5 episodes, and then there's an intermission between each episode. So you could just episode it by episode, play it that way.
Quarry. That's the one. I'm genuinely looking forward to that Quarry.
What is that, in June or July?
June.
Yeah, Quarry's gonna be so fun. I'm ready to try to keep these teens alive.
So Daniel, your homework is in the next 24 hours. You need to tell me what to play.
I just told you what to do.
Just tell me
Kentucky
what.
Route
I know
Zero.
what I'm doing.
You're playing Kentucky Route Zero. A Memoir Blue, and then Kentucky Route Zero. That's what you're playing.
Okay, I'll do it. I'm downloading.
And if you don't like it, that's okay.
Oh no.
But play it.
My subscription ends in 2 days. 20 questions before we go?
No. Usually it's when Daddy's away.
When Daddy's away,
but Daddy's here, and one of the kids is gone, so we're still gonna play.
What do I have to do?
We are doing a tier list.
Oh,
that is what we're doing.
Tiers.
And Sims, what do me and you share? What is a character that me and you share and we love so much? Do you have a guess? Pick up your phone for me.
Master Chef.
Pick up your phone for me, Sims. Look in the back of that phone.
Spider-Man.
We love Spider-Man so much. You can't see it. I got a Spider-Man bug right there. We are ranking on a tier list all of the Spider-Man movies.
Oh no!
What were you gonna say?
I got like 30 Spider-Man pop figures.
Nice.
I got Spider-Man lamp.
In the Spider-Man era, okay, excluding Morbius because I haven't seen it and it just came out. So it's going to be all the Tobey movies, all of the Garfield movies, all of the Holland movies.
Have you got a link for this tier?
I do. Would you like the link?
Let's see what we can do. Let's play around with it. Eh?
Okay.
So fun. Yeah. I'm having fun.
Here is the list.
Someone would say, Connor, the boring part of the podcast. Someone would say this. Right, excuse the dude, everybody.
Okay, no. So it's going to. I'll say it again. It's going to be all the Tobey movies.
All the
Can
Tobey
I say
movies.
Am I able to say everything? Are we good?
Keep talking.
Okay, keep talking. So we're gonna do all the Tobey movies. Okay, all the Garfield movies. Okay, it's going to be all the Holland movies. We're going to do Into the Spider-Verse and both the Venom movies. So that's going to be all
Venom. Big. That is probably one of the greatest songs ever made, by the way.
Oh my god! Don't say
I genuinely love that song.
So since you have it up, you can actually, if you click on, I think if you go down, they have like view mode.
Gameplay.
So
no.
Yeah, scroll down somewhere. It's presentation mode. Click presentation mode when you're on your thing, and that way it's see a little easier. Yeah, click once you get it ready. This is the first time we actually have a tier that people can see. Normally, it's just me and Connor constantly saying where everything is. This would be nice. So we're gonna start in order. Probably we'll start with a Toby, move to Garfield, Holland stuff, Spider-Verse, then Venom. We'll do it that way, and you'll be able to see everything there too.
This just isn't working. Let's do it this way. Two-way. You don't need to see it, do you?
I have it here, so we're good.
Okay. Can I do this?
I'm not sure exactly what you're doing.
I don't know what
you
I'm
want to
doing.
start.
Nobody knows what I'm doing.
Can we start?
Oh no! Yeah, let's go.
Okay. So we'll start with the very first Spider-Man movie here, which is Spider-Man 1. Tobey Maguire, or just called Spider-Man. Where does that go? So we're gonna go from S, A, B, C, D. That's where we're gonna go. Yeah, hit presentation mode while you have that pulled up.
What is a presentation mode?
Yeah, scroll down on the webpage. Scroll down.
That makes sense.
Keep scrolling. Yeah, presentation mode. Click that.
Done it.
So now, where do you think Spider-Man 1's going to be? So we got S, A, B, C, D. And this is how me and Connor have been doing it. We're ranking them together, so not just like, oh, is this movie actually an S tier movie? Is this movie an S tier Spider-Man movie, right? Or is this an A tier Spider-Man movie? You know what I mean? Not necessarily.
Well, with a man with zero taste in movies, this is easy.
Okay, so where do you think we're going to start with the Tobey one? Where does it go?
We'll put that there. Tobey Maguire, which one? What? Spider-Man 1?
We're starting in order. Yeah, Spider-Man 1.
Okay.
Where does Spider-Man 1 go?
Spider-Man 1. I say A tier.
Ooh, I was gonna go B tier.
I mean, this is where you're wrong, Daniel. This is I just
you gotta think about all of these movies here.
I just got so many memories.
I do too. I've seen it. I saw it in theaters multiple times.
I didn't do that. I watched it on a VCD.
I saw it multiple times in theaters.
Oh no. The second part needs to go in.
We'll have to agree.
BT is okay. All right, BT is okay.
Spider-Man. Solid start.
Great cover. Great cover.
Good cover. Okay. Good cover.
Great cover.
I actually, we'll talk about another cover.
I've recently just watched all these movies as well, all of them.
So now we got Spider-Man 2 with Tobey Maguire. Which I personally like more. I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can argue for an A, but I think I like it more than 1. I'd put it above it in B. Above 1 in B.
How do I do that?
You just put it in front of it. You just grab it and pull it to the front of it. Pull it to the front. No. You just hit the arrow. That's not what you did. Yeah, there you go. So you just drag.
How can you see what I'm doing?
Because I have it on my phone.
We're sharing this.
What's up? No, I have the stream pulled up on my phone.
Oh, okay. We're inside baseball.
So Spider-Man 2. I mean, if you want to make an argument for A, I could see an argument for A, but
it's hard, right? Because I watched every one of these movies in a row, and then obviously,
Yeah.
obviously we're kind of funny people. Like watching the kind of funny review it and tear it apart. It's
Yeah.
almost like someone sitting you down and just slapping you and saying, "Listen, these movies are bad, but it's okay."
Yeah, they're not. It's okay though. It's okay. So, do you want to hear it? But like I said, we're ranking them together in just to the Spider movies.
I
Not
just,
to
I
like
just
movies.
feel like,
So, you think it's an A tier movie? Do you like it more than one?
I like Doc Ock is my favorite villain, and I just like.
Okay.
And I feel
He's a
like
great
the
villain.
fight scenes and the choreography of him, like just like literally grabbing Spider-Man and just slamming him into the building.
Yeah, the train fight is really
Yeah,
cool.
the like the oh man, it's so good.
So, do you want to bump it to A?
I think
Or
we
do you
should.
wanna keep it
I
at-
think we should move it to A. A.
Move it to A. Okay, we'll move it to
Okay,
move
let's
it
move
to.
it to A. We're moving it to A.
Now we have Spider-Man 3.
I really want to.
Tobey Maguire Spider-Man 3.
People can see this, can't they? I just realised.
Yes.
Yeah, people can see this. Yeah.
So Tobey Maguire Spider-Man 3. This is a cover. I actually really like the Spider-Man 3 cover of him in the black suit against the window with his other suit. It's not a great movie, but it's a fun bad movie.
Fun fact: PlayStation 3 when that first came out. If you register PlayStation 3 with Sony, they sent you a free Blu-ray.
Of Spider-Man 3.
Yeah.
Can you send it back to them?
Well, they said no. This is a terrible movie. Like absolute dog shit.
I mean, I would say C.
I would
kind
say
of where I'm.
what A B C D.
No, I'm looking at the future, and there are D's in the future. There are D's in the future. This is better than those D's. I would say C, but that's me. I think that there are some good things in the movie, even though it's bad.
It's just the dancing. It's what is it? Get me some shade. What does he say?
I'm not sure the line.
What does he say?
It's the Toby cry face, classic meme.
Yeah, that's not it.
So, do you want to put C, or would you want to go to D?
I just feel like
I'll put it in D if you want.
I just feel like it's a C. I mean, it's a D, but then you look at the rest and you're like,
yeah, there's some worse ones. There's some worse ones there.
But I don't know. I like the Venoms. I like the Venom films. I like the Venom.
We'll have to rank them. We're gonna have to rank them.
I like the Venom films.
So what would be next? So I guess it'd be Spider-Man 1 with Garfield, the Amazing Spider-Man, Garfield. I think has some really great things of it. It as a whole package. I don't know if I like it. Completely, but I do like Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man. And there's a movie later on that really cemented that I like him as Spider-Man. I just wish the movies were better. Where do you think the Amazing Spider-Man goes? Mr. Spider-Man.
I like watching them again. They're I don't know, like watching them again, like
There's some good things about him, but what do you think?
it was like they just got too complicated with it, didn't they? Like with the mom and dad stuff, like that was just so weird.
Oh yeah.
It's definitely.
I don't like how Lizard looks.
No.
I think it looks pretty dumb.
I think we're talking B.
Oh, I was gonna ask, do you like it more or less than Spider-Man 2?
Less.
Do you really? Wow. See, I like it more than Spider-Man 2. I would put it in front of A. That's kind of where I am right now.
I like the
I
suit.
can see it behind Spider-Man 2.
I like the suit.
I like the suit in 2 better.
I like the way
Amazing
he.
Spider-Man 2 better.
I like the way he like trains to be Spider-Man. Yeah, if that makes sense. With in that like abandoned building,
making the webs as well.
Yeah, and he's in that abandoned warehouse, and he's swinging off them like chains, and he's learning. He's on an adventure together, like, and like him and Gwen Stacy, mate, they just want to fuck.
Chemistry there is
mate. They just want to, but me and Natalie went to bed once. Me and Natalie went to bed, and she was like, I was really uncomfortable watching them two, and I was like, they just want to. Fuck, man. They just want to just calm down, all right? There's acting and then there's real life fucking. Oh man, shout out to Gwen Stacy.
Where do you want to put it?
I'm okay with A. I'm alright with A, but I'm
we could put it behind 2 if you prefer.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not
Okay.
gonna.
Okay, we'll put it at A behind 2.
No,
How's that sound? Now we got Spider-Man 2.
I
Amazing
like Spider-Man 2. I like Jamie Foxx.
It's
I
fun.
like the whole Times Square that music.
I think
that is dope. Like in the cinema.
There's
as well,
some really
listening to
cool
it.
things to this movie. I think his suit is better in this movie than it was in the first one. I think that there's some dumb things they did. I think it is a messy movie. I don't like Goblin. I think it's a messy movie. I think that the fight scene with him is with Electro is great. It's really fun. I think it's a more of a mixed bag than the first movie, but maybe I do like it more than the first movie, though.
What happened to the Goblin?
Well, that's when you see him change, and then that's how Gwen Stacy dies at the tower and stuff. Got Dane DeHaan. Do you not remember Dane DeHaan?
I remember, yeah, it was ugly, horrible person.
Yeah.
But I was just trying to think, is he the one with the amnesia? Is not, is he?
No, that was Spider-Man 3.
Peter Parker, no matter who was chasing him,
man.
like there was no need to do that to Harry Osborn. There was no need to do that to James. Is it James Franco?
James Franco, yeah.
There's no need for that. Like this, what? And then what? And then he was like, he just got off scot-free. Oh, you got amnesia. Oh, sad. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That worked out. No, don't do that. Like, don't do that. Don't put the rope. You just don't do that.
Clotheslined him with it.
I'm saying, like, it's like spiders. Like, fair enough. Like, you know, when you walk to a cobweb, you're like, why?
Why did you do this?
Why'd you do that, man? Like, go in the corner. Like, go and catch some bugs. Anyway.
So where is this movie going to be?
I'll put it in. I'm gonna go A. Should we go A? A?
A. I think it's an A. Sure.
Yeah.
But where at A?
Up behind.
Is it above
I think it's third. It's definitely
first
third.
movie. Is it okay? So you don't like it more than the first Amazing Spider-Man?
Yes.
You do like it more than Amazing. Okay. Do you like it more than Spider-Man 2?
No.
You don't like it more than Spider-Man 2.
Like Spider-Man 2 is just.
We'll put it there then. We'll put it at.
Best.
We'll put it right before. I don't think so, but we'll put it before. I like the Garfield movies more.
Pizza time.
Now we have. I guess that would be. The first Tom Holland. Yeah, the first Tom Holland movie, Homecoming, Spider-Man: Homecoming.
It's such a good film.
I mean, come on, this is an S, easy. It's so much better than the rest of these movies. It could be double S, triple S.
The beginning of the movie,
in its own league.
The movie, the way the
cell phone
begins. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god! I Captain America, and then I was like, oh no! Such a quality. Why are we even thinking about it? There we go.
Easy S. Easy S. So I guess what would it be? Far From Home first, and then
oh wait, I've done the wrong one.
Into the Spider-Verse, right?
No,
I'm just thinking.
Which one's Homecoming? That's Homecoming.
It's him with the yellow jacket.
Yeah. Good film, man. And then spoilers, like him in that, like open. I was genuinely shocked when he opened that door, and I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah. That whole and then the build up to the car and him pulling the gun.
And to be fair though, like I think Homecoming is definitely my favorite. Like I know the new one's the best one, but like the Vulture for me is the Vulture. Yes, don't be stupid. The Vulture is my favorite villain, like because I like birds, because I'm weird.
So let's do Far From Home next. Far From Home. Tom Holland. Going Euro trip.
Which was a good idea. I don't know. There was something about this one. It wasn't a letdown, but it was more of a Mysterio's. The double cross was really good.
Mm-hmm.
That scene, what he was like.
I like the grieving of Tony in this. I really like Far From Home.
And then the scene where Happy picks him up from I think he picks him up from Netherlands, doesn't he? And he has that chat. He has a chat with him.
Yes. Yeah.
He's in the fleet. Anyway, he has a chat with him. And he's like, we best go save the world. And AC, I think is it AC/DC comes on. He goes, "Oh, I love Led Zeppelin" or something.
Yeah, yeah.
It's quality. Such a good film. Like,
So I'm gonna say A, top of A. That's what I'm gonna say.
yeah,
So above
I
Spider-Man.
agree.
Top,
I agree.
top of
I
A.
agree.
Yeah.
Messy. It was Mysterio's not the best, but
I love Jake Gyllenhaal's performance though.
yeah, Gyllenhaal was sick. Yeah, it was. Oh man, there's no bad movies.
So we'll do Into the Spider-Verse next.
There's no question that this film is not the best movie in this whole thing. There's
For
no
me,
question.
I
This
like
is
Homecoming
S
more.
all day.
I like Homecoming more personally.
This movie is fantastic. Like, made me cry.
It
like,
is.
just
it's
because
amazing.
because of what it was about.
Soundtrack,
like, everything. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I had the first 5 minutes, I had very bad motion sickness. I was like, this is
the frame rate.
Yeah, he's ridiculous,
Yeah.
but he was so good, man. I mean,
is it better than Homecoming?
Yes, personally I do, but like, I'm happy for it to be up with the goats. I said goat today in front of people, and they didn't know what it meant.
Greatest of all time. What are you talking about?
And I handled it really well. They were like, "What do you mean goat?" And I was like, "The greatest of all time." And they were not handling it well, but I was like, "That's for you."
Keep
to
calling
deal
something the goat. Yeah,
I mean, that's
keep
the
calling
goat.
it the goat.
That's the goat.
So is this better than Homecoming? That's we have to.
Yes.
I won't argue too much against it.
I mean,
I think I might like Homecoming more, but that's because I love Tom Holland so much. So I'm fine. We'll put it in front of it. We'll put it in front. It's okay.
Okay.
It's fine. I can concede to that because I do love Into the Spider-Verse so much. Next we would have Venom 1. Venom.
Nah.
Where's Venom 1?
Was it not? But oh man,
do not try.
How much money did they were like, Eminem, do you want to make a really shit song about a really shit film? He's like, yeah, that sounds cool.
Sure.
But he made the song cool.
How much? Oh yeah.
I bet that
So
I bet though that the people that like wanted the song, they put it on for the first time. I was like, this is the song that's gonna resonate with the movie. And then when like Eminem's knocking out a banger, and they're like, oh no, this song's better than the film.
So where's Venom 1 at? Just a very boring movie. What a boring movie.
It was.
What a.
I like Tom Hardy and like. I
love Tom Hardy as an actor. Oh yeah, and when they announced him as Venom, I'm like, oh yeah, but very boring.
What bothered me about the movie? Me and Natalie, like, when we went to the cinema to watch it, and we watched it, and we both left with the same like, why did Venom say I'm a loser too in my world and like in like my planet? And I was like, Venom's not a loser. Like, Venom is like top of the food chain bad guy, right?
I mean, he's never really been a bad. He's more of an anti-hero, but he's kind of the Punisher. He's more of a Punisher type character.
No, I don't want to waste our breath on it. It's a D. It's terrible.
Yeah, it's a D. It's crazy that I'm saying I like Spider-Man 3 more. It's just a more entertaining movie. It's just a more entertaining. Next we'll do Venom 2.
I didn't mind.
Wait, was No Way Home first? No Way Home was first, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't? Okay.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, tell a lie.
It was, right? That's what I thought.
It was.
So we'll do No Way Home next.
No. No, Venom was first. Because Venom 2... Because at the end of Venom 2... Spoilers for Venom 2... He was on holiday.
Oh, right.
And then he got... He was like... He got... Then the doodah happened. The multiverse. Yeah, the doodah. And then at the end... Yeah, so yeah. I liked it. I liked... what's his face?
So we're doing No Way Home, or we doing Venom 2, right?
Venom 2, yeah, it's Venom 2.
I mean, it's better than the first movie, and it's a bad movie. This movie's bad. The good thing about it is it's very short. It's 90 minutes. It is short and sweet. Gets in, gets out. Shows you all the bad things it does, and then leaves. Keeps trying to ruin the Spider-Man character.
Like, you're very true. Like this film went by. I sat down, ate the popcorn, and left. Like,
yeah, very short film.
I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. I like what's his name?
Better than 3.
Woody Harrelson's
Who?
performance,
No,
like,
it was awful. It was so
oh,
bad.
I
It
loved
was
it. I
so.
did. I really enjoyed
I
it. Like,
love
I'm
Woody
just,
Harrelson. His performance is awful. He sucks in this
he
movie.
sucks.
He's so bad. The Carnage character is sucks. I hate this. I hate both of them. I hate what Sony's been doing. Like, give Disney the character back. Jesus
Yeah, it's
Christ.
ridiculous, isn't it? And then how they've like, I don't know. Let's just put it in D and move on. Let's just.
No. See, what I'm gonna say.
Oh,
Hold on.
oh, oh,
I
go.
find this more entertaining than
Oh.
Spider-Man 3. I would put it in front C.
Okay.
That's what
Uh,
I'm gonna say.
uh.
It's garbage, but
Excuse
it's
me,
fun.
everybody.
It's
It's
very bad.
funny. Look,
Very
there's
bad.
no, there's no really convenient amnesia storylines. Is all I'm saying.
It sucks. This movie sucks, but it's fun. It's me and Sloan had a good time watching it. No Way Home.
James Franco, Harry Osborn, bad friend.
He wasn't a
Terrible
good
friend.
friend.
He was
He was not a
such a
good
bad friend from day one as well. Like they're in the lab. They're
Yeah.
supposed to be bedrooms. They're supposed to be, ride or die,
Yeah.
spit bros. And he's like, "You gonna go talk to her or what? I know you've been talking. Like, you want to see her. You want to be dating her. You've been, you live next to her. It's a bit creepy, but I understand it." And he's like, "Are you gonna talk to her?" And he's like, and he's like, "Okay." And then that's it. Harry Osborn's all
Yeah.
over his bird. And then what? Peter Parker's not texting him later, going, "Yo, man, that's not cool." No, he's just like, "Yeah, that's what." And then what? And they're still friends. Nah, man, I'd be punching James Franco in the face. You know what? I take back what I said. He should have clotheslined him earlier.
You know what? Maybe you should have just killed him. So No Way Home, the last one.
So I don't think we've ever spoke about it really, except for it's a good film.
Yeah.
Like,
Great film.
Like my daughter watched it the other day.
Yeah.
Like where?
I love this movie. I
do
think
you
I do
think-
end up liking it. Homecoming, I think, is just a really special movie for me. But I think I can't deny that it's better than Homecoming. Homecoming to me, I don't know, it's just a very special film for me. Seeing Spider-Man just done so much better than we have been seeing it. I'm like, oh my god, I love Spider-Man so much, and Tom Holland's great. But this movie fixes so much of two other series of Spider-Man. It fixes so much.
Yeah, it just fixes
Not a,
everything, doesn't it?
but my only complaint of the movie, I don't know if I really want to spoil it. Should I spoil it?
I mean, if you made it this far,
Okay. My only complaint of the movie is yet to be determined too. Is the everyone forgets Peter Parker. That could be a good thing down the line. I could love that. Right now, I don't. Everything that he's been through and everything that has happened, I don't like that everyone's forgotten. If they fix it and it's fine, okay, cool. And see what they do with it down the line. I do not like that decision at all.
you think they'll fix
So with
it in? I
Doctor
don't know,
Strange, maybe?
Doctor Strange, like they'll just fix it at the end of it.
Maybe.
Like
Maybe.
even if it is just happy.
I think it needs to be more than just happy, but like, I don't know. That decision really kind of, because that was like the last thing you kind of see. It has a little bad taste in my mouth, kind of at the end. But I
Yeah,
really
I know
like
what
this
you're
movie.
saying. I think you're supposed to, aren't you? You're supposed to. It's supposed to be bad taste.
I think so. I think
Yeah.
so. I think you're right. They made the best scene in the movie to me is Andrew Garfield catching MJ, and actually being able to save someone. The most emotional scene in the movie for me. I loved that scene.
Yeah,
so
it was
much.
emotional. I need to watch it again without the clapping. Like, as daft as it sounds, as petty as it sounds, like the movie was ruined for me.
I remember you
clapping.
saying this.
I genuinely not over it, and I need to sit down and watch it, and I'm just not at the time. It's upsetting, really upsetting. To be fair,
Yeah.
Um,
So where do you think?
this movie's so special. What right now for me?
How
for
this
me,
is number one, top of it. How this is.
What? So you're saying this? Oh no. Here.
I'm not. I didn't see what you did. I'm saying top of S above Into the Spider-Verse at S.
I will agree.
That's kind of
But
where
I need to watch it again to be 100% certain.
That's okay. But
Save. Oh, no.
for now, maybe we revisit it at some point. But there we go. That's our tier list of all of the Spider-Man movies. You can go ahead and say it. Go ahead and say them, Sims. Say what we ranked them. I usually do this part.
Okay. Hold on.
Start at S and go.
So, for S tier, we have Spider-Man. I always get them confused. It's Far From Home.
No Way Home.
No Way Home. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Probably the greatest movie ever. I've watched this film so many times. Spider-Man Homecoming. There's the top 3 S tier GOAT movies.
Mm-hmm.
A tier, we have Spider-Man Far From Home. Spider-Man 2 with Tobey Maguire. Amazing Spider-Man 2. And then Amazing Spider-Man 1. B tier. Because we had to start from somewhere. Spider-Man, the GOAT. 2001.
Everything's the GOAT.
Everything.
Somewhere around there. Somewhere around there. Yes, it was 2001 or 2002 because there was the Twin Towers that they had to edit out.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think it was 2001. I think it was late 2001 because they had to edit out the Twin Towers. Go ahead. Keep going.
C tier, we have Venom 2, and then Amazing Spider-Man 2. There's so much. Amazing Spider-Man 3. Spider-Man 3. Spider-Man 3. There's so much
Venom
stupidity about Spider-Man 3.
Yeah.
Watching it the other day.
Insane movie.
I say the other day. We're talking what? November last
year. Yeah.
And I'm watching. I don't know why we watched all the Tom Holland movies, then we watched all the Maguire movies, then we watched the Andrew Garfield movies. Don't know why.
Okay.
It wasn't planned.
Yeah.
I planned to watch the Tom Holland movies, but then I was like, I could really. It doesn't matter, guys. We're gonna end the podcast. Thank you for watching. You know what? I'm such a hypocrite.
What?
I was like, Connor, don't forget to promote the podcast at the beginning of the podcast.
Oh, go for it.
If you enjoyed this content, please don't forget to like and subscribe and leave a comment. Please comment on how wrong we are about the Spider-Man rankings, and we will tell you are wrong.
Blame it all on Sims.
And you can remove your subscription because we don't need you. Yeah, I said that.
Wow.
Yeah, well, you know what, right? People are wrong sometimes, okay? All right? And I'm always right. Hey, put that on a fucking t-shirt. That's deep, man. It's real deep. If you have watched this episode to the fullest, to the full 2 hours and 2 minutes and 3 seconds, I need you to tag Tucker Hazel on the Twitter and say, "Get your fucking pushchair." Tucker got it good today, man.
His little pushchair. What is a pushchair?
It's like a pram.
Oh, like a high seat kind of thing.
Like where you push the babies in. You have the baby, put it in.
Oh.
What do you call it in America? Why have you got to ruin everything over there?
Pushchair. Keep end the show.
Why have you got? Why? If you like this program, if you like this podcast, please don't forget to like, subscribe, leave some comments on Spotify. Please leave us 5 stars. On Apple Podcasts, leave us 5 stars to say how much that you have a great time listening to this podcast. And on that note, Daniel, please say goodbye.
Bye, everybody.
And I will bid you farewell.